Hello and good day, my fellow travelers and backpackerinos. Welcome to yet another episode of On the Road at the Speed of Mike. In this episode, we're going to be checking out the home of the family from the Sound of Music, Ben & Jerry's, picturesque rolling hills, granite quarries, and the state that everyone thinks is one of the original 13 colonies, but isn't. You guessed it, Vermont.
I've got to come clean about something here. I didn't drive from Massachusetts to Maine, nor did this trip actually start in Quebec. It started in New Jersey, and I did a big loop through New York, Vermont, Quebec, Maine, Massachusetts, and then back to New York. So all these New England videos are actually somewhat out of sequence, but I thought it would make more sense on a per video right to left sequence of the states as subjects, rather than just doing the straight actual thing that I did. Now that that's out of the way, what is there to see in Vermont? For such a small state, there's actually plenty to see. My first stop was Green Mountain National Forest. From Macnhester, you can drive up to Mount Equinox to get a view of the surrounding fall colors, but if it's past peak color, as it was when I arrived, this drive isn't worth it as there's a toll road and it's rather expensive. You can hike up for free though, so even if the view doesn't meet your expectations, it didn't cost you anything and you've got some exercise. Peachy Gorge is known as the Grand Canyon of Vermont. Spoiler alert, it's nothing like the Grand Canyon and this place is not worth going to if it's out of your way. But if you're headed to or through Woodstock, a quick stop here is definitely worth it. My next stop was Royalton. I didn't plan on stopping here, it was just a random town that I saw from the highway and I thought it looked nice. And it is. It's also home to Vermont Law School, but my ultimate destination that day was actually Rock of the Ages. This is a gray granite quarry in Graniteville, Vermont. It's the world's largest deep hole granite mine and it offers tours of the facility and mine. The water at the bottom of the mine gets its color from the granite powder created by the mining process, similar to glacial lakes you might see up in the northern Rockies, let's say, like Banff. I won't go into how they extract the massive granite blocks from the quarry. Nearby is Vermont State Capital Montpelier. This has to be one of the small state capitals I've come across. It's only 3 blocks wide at points. The top draw is the State House, but the main street and surrounding houses have really nice architecture, and even though it is a small city, you kind of get a lot per capita. West of the capital is the Ben & Jerry's factory. Growing up, this brand was the best of the best as far as I know. I like other ice cream brands now, but the nostalgia, name recognition, and the fun factory tour make this a must-see. And if you're already at the Ben & Jerry's factory, you might as well drive north a little bit and check out the American home of the Von Trapp family. This fabled Austrian singing family became famous for their story-turned classical musical, The Sound of Music. While the area doesn't have alpine mountains, it's really more like foothills. Some of the architecture is reminiscent of the Alps, and the family estate is incredibly picturesque. So definitely check that out. And west of this is Burlington, which is Vermont's largest city. It's a college town and it borders Lake Champlain, which is the closest thing this landlocked state can get to an ocean. Church Street is the main draw. It's full of just stores selling touristy staples like Vermont fudge. Ending out the state on this trip was Missisquoi National Wildlife Refuge. Ending out the state near the Canadian border was the Missisquoi National Wildlife Refuge. This is also in Lake Champlain. This is like another random stop. I didn't really know what to expect. While most of the state is kind of hilly and mountainous, this area is more of a lowland marsh. From here, I just went up to the Canadian border, but you've already seen that, so...
Well, I hope you enjoyed Vermont. Up next, we're going to check out New York State and City, a little bit each.